This 39-year-old woman met this young boy, a friend of her son's, on a special occasion. After that day, this young boy couldn't stop thinking about this beautiful and older woman. After that night, in order to meet his friend's mother alone, he went to his friend's house without any reason, especially by choosing the time when his friend was not at home by pretending to be looking for his friend. After that, this 20-year-old boy and this 39-year-old woman fell madly in love with each other. It was at this time that both of them suddenly encountered something completely unexpected. The movie starts with Rafi, a very beautiful woman, sitting with her therapist Lisa. Rafi looks sad because she has already signed the divorce papers. Lisa, being supportive, tells her that it's normal to feel this way after a divorce, but she encourages Rafi to think positively because now Rafi is free to focus on her happiness. Meanwhile, we meet Dave, a young painter who is carefree and always goes on wild adventures with his best friend Morris. Dave is loyal and helps Morris, but he often gets into trouble because of him. Morris has a crush on a girl who is way too attractive for him, and he gets rejected and made fun of. But things get worse when her brothers chase Morris, but luckily Dave had the car ready and they escape just in time. Later that night, Morris takes Dave to the movie theater for a date. While waiting, Dave runs into an old high school friend, Randall, who introduces him to two women, Rafi and Catherine. Just then, Dave's date, Michelle, arrives and kisses him, showing she's claiming him. Everyone goes inside for the movie, but Dave stays behind in the restroom. When he tries to enter the theater, he finds the doors locked. At the same time, Rafi finds herself in the same situation, leaving them both alone in the hallway. This gives them a chance to talk. Dave, charmed by Rafi's beauty, compliments her with a boyish smile. After the movie, Dave makes an excuse to separate from Michelle and wants home. He nervously goes through the phone book trying to find Rafi's number. After a few tries, he finally hears her voice. Even though he's nervous, he bravely asks her out. Rafi is surprised by his honesty and hesitates, but eventually agrees. The next evening, they meet at a county Italian restaurant, a place Rafi used to go to with her ex-husband. Even though it's a sentimental setting, Dave's youthful energy and funny stories help her relax. Rafi, who hasn't been on a date in years, feels surprisingly comfortable. Things get surprising when they stop to buy beers and the cashier asks Dave for it. That's when Rafi finds out there is a big age difference between them, which is 19 years, but Dave just laughs it off, saying age doesn't matter. He is more interested in their connection. Shortly after, he takes her to a secret garden where they enjoy a magical evening together. The next morning, Rafi happily tells Lisa about the date during their therapy session. She shares how it ended with a sweet kiss, making Lisa very happy for her. Knowing about Rafi's difficult past, Lisa encourages her to enjoy this new happiness, even if it doesn't last long. Rafi decides to keep seeing Dave, even though she knows it might not become anything serious. The story takes a surprising turn when we find out that Lisa is actually Dave's mother. But since Rafi hasn't told Lisa much about Dave, and Dave avoids talking about his relationships with his mom, Lisa doesn't know at all. The only thing she knows is that Dave is seeing someone, and she makes him promise that the girl is Jewish. Dave lies and says his girlfriend is just a year older than him, keeping Lisa in the dark for now. As Dave and Rafi get closer, she shows him how wonderful classical music is, and he makes her feel happier than she has in a long time. They hang out more and more, and their bond becomes strong enough that they spend the night together. Lisa notices that Rafi seems very happy, which she hasn't seen in a long time. But when Rafi starts talking about Dave, Lisa realizes that her son is dating her patient. This makes Lisa panic, and she quickly ends the session because she doesn't know how to deal with it. She feels conflicted because Rafi isn't Jewish and there's a big age difference that doesn't fit with their family's traditional values. Concerned about the shame this could bring, Lisa asks her own therapist for advice. The therapist suggests letting the relationship play out, since it's probably just a short-lived romance, and they will likely move on. Later that evening, Dave takes Rafi to a local rap event, helping her see his world. The atmosphere is lively and full of young people, and Rafi enjoys the fun crowd. On their taxi ride home, she suggests visiting Dave's apartment because she's curious about where he lives. However, Dave hesitates since he lives with his grandparents, and it could be awkward, but they try to sneak in quietly. Once in his room, she notices his paintings and realizes he is very talented. She encourages him to show his art in a gallery, believing he could make a career from it. The next morning, Dave finds out that his grandparents are going on a 2-week vacation to Miami and will be swapping houses with friends. This means he has nowhere to stay. When he tells Lisa he will stay with Morris for a little while, and she thinks nothing is wrong. But during her next therapy session, Rafi surprises Lisa by saying she's moving in with her boyfriend. This shocks Lisa, and she struggles to process it. While living together, Rafi and Dave become closer, and they decide to spend a weekend in the Hamptons with Rafi's co-workers. Rafi uses her connections to introduce Dave to several gallery owners, including one who brings her young daughter. Watching Rafi with the child, Dave realizes she wants to be a mother. This thought makes him uncomfortable and he starts to distance himself from Rafi, leaving her confused and frustrated. In her next therapy session, Rafi talks about the tension between her and Dave, which makes Lisa feel a bit better. But then Lisa can't handle her guilt anymore and admits that Dave is her son. Rafi is shocked and feels betrayed, so she leaves the session angry. When Rafi talks to Dave at home, he first laughs it off, but then gets mad at his mother for interfering. They both feel betrayed and the couple starts to argue a lot. Things get worse and Dave decides to stay with Morris for a few days. During this time, Rafi tells Dave that she wants to be a mother. They realize their lives are heading in different directions, so they decide to break up feeling sad but knowing it's for the best. Lisa sees everything falling apart and feels terrible. She wanted to help both Rafi and Dave but ended up causing pain for both. As time goes on, Dave and Rafi have a hard time dealing with the breakup. They miss each other but are too proud to reach out. Morris tries to lift Dave's spirits by taking him to a nightclub. At the first, Dave feels bad but later has fun that night. The next morning, he feels guilty for letting Rafi down. Destiny brings them together at a supermarket and their connection sparks again. After a deep talk, they decide to move on from the past and try to rebuild their relationship. They have strong feelings for each other and want to make it last, but the main challenge they face is getting Dave's family to accept their relationship. At dinner, Dave surprises his family by sharing his success as an artist, which he credits to Rafi's support. His family starts to accept their relationship and the evening ends with hope. But the next day, Rafi's co-worker reveals seeing Dave leave a nightclub with another woman. Rafi confronts Dave and he admits he made a mistake. This hurts Rafi deeply and she pulls away, realizing how he hurt her. Dave talks to Lisa for advice and she tells him that love needs trust and openness, which he broke. Her words make him realize his mistake and he reaches out to Rafi asking for her forgiveness. Rafi sees how sincere he is and forgives him, but it's still a sad moment. She knows that even though they love each other a lot, they want different things in life. She wants to be a mother, but he isn't ready for that. A year later, Dave is walking with Morris, excited about getting a chance to show his art in a gallery because that could help his career. They go into the same Italian restaurant where he had his first date with Rafi. There he sees her laughing with her friends. Dave stops, not wanting to interrupt her joy, and quickly steps outside. But when he looks back through the window, Rafi sees him and they share a moment looking into each other's eyes and silently remember the love they once had before saying a final goodbye.